I'm going to play an article for you. I'm going to play an article for you to remind Jamaica. I'm going to play an article, Courtney, yes, when Daryl VAZ looked at the country and told us. It's investigative journalism I do, you know. What did Daryl VAZ told us? Big fat lie about the oil. You remember when I pressed them last year about the black gold? Yeah. You remember, Jamaica, I pressed the government and I asked them about the black gold. And this was the response of the evil minister. Listen to him.
With speculation running high, the minister stepped forward to clarify the situation. Ramon Gordon has the details.
Energy Minister Daryl VAZ is slamming as false the social media reports claiming oil has been discovered off Jamaica's shores.
As minister, I can categorically state that there's no such thing. It is absolutely fake news.
On Sunday, Minister VAZ revealed he'd received several messages on the matter. However, the energy boss is denying the claim, urging the public to disregard them.
It is just simply untrue.
The rumors, which claim the discovery of oil equivalent to 7 billion barrels, have sparked widespread speculation on social media, with some even suggesting a cover-up. However, Minister...
You hear what him said? Simply untrue. Simply untrue. But there is a DNA in a labor right. Yeah. There is what you call a common denominator. That is in factorization, no sir? Mm-hmm. Common denominator. And a common denominator amongst the labor rights is what? A lying lip. Don't it, Courtney? Yes. A common denominator in the factorization of a labor right. A common is a lying lip. It's a common denominator. But Jamaica, where am I getting at tonight? Have you realized that the government is silent with the conversation about black gold? The conversation about black gold is one that they're all tight-lipped about. They're all tight-lipped because the conversation is happening. That is why, Courtney, yes, they're adamant that they need a third term. Can't make this report Jamaica, they can't let this opportunity that is about to take Jamaica off. Remember, Jamaica, I've been saying to you sometime now that Jamaica is the next Dubai. Jamaica, I've said to you not once, not twice, but several occasions that Jamaica is going to be the next Dubai. And people thought I am mad, or people are saying, oh, I'm delusional. Where am I getting this idea from? But Jamaica, listen to the first part of this report, and you're going to understand tonight why they're fighting to get a third term. Listen to this, Jamaica.
The potential is huge. It's a potentially life-changing license for the island of Jamaica. The size and scale and value is truly mind-blowing. This project could be potentially 7 billion barrels of recoverable oil. It could potentially double the GDP of the island as a standalone project, and it could also generate over $30 billion of tax take for the island of Jamaica. So the scale is quite substantial.
Is Jamaica sitting on a fortune beneath the sea? For nearly 70 years, Jamaica has quietly hoped to become more than just a tourism paradise. Beneath its sun-kissed waters and reggae rhythms lies a long-standing dream, the dream of striking oil. While the world has rushed to tap into new energy frontiers, Jamaica has mostly stood on the sidelines. Until now. A new statement from the CEO of United Oil and Gas, UOG, is reigniting hope and raising eyebrows. Brian Larkin, speaking in a June 2025 interview, boldly declared that Jamaica could soon join the elite club of oil-producing nations. And he's not talking small scale. He believes Jamaica could be the next Guyana, or even a future energy giant like Namibia. In the interview, Larkin described Jamaica's offshore Walton Morant block as a world-class frontier opportunity. He says the block has game-changing potential and that UOG is already showing this to major international oil companies. According to him, the string of pearls is there. It's only a matter of time. It's a daring claim. Jamaica has never produced oil. But if what Larkin says is true, that could all change in just a few short years. Could the island that gave the world Bob Marley also become the Caribbean's newest oil powerhouse?
The Jamaican opportunity is really a unique one. It's a massive acreage holding, over 22,000 square kilometres, which is the equivalent of 3.5 million football pitches, and really the opportunity to be first mover in a country that is energy hungry, that would like to replace its imports with indigenous supply.
United Oil and Gas isn't just guessing. They're basing their bold predictions on concrete data. Gaffney Klein, one of the world's top energy consultancies, has analyzed the Walton Morant block and estimates that it may contain 2.4 billion barrels of oil. And that's just the mean figure. UOG's own internal assessments are even more optimistic, suggesting up to 7 billion barrels. The company has identified 40 separate leads, each representing a potential drilling location. Among them is the standout Colibri prospect, located in the Walton Basin. Colibri alone is estimated to contain 400 million barrels. That's nearly twice the size of what Ghana found in its Jubilee field, which launched its oil industry in 2010. What makes this even more exciting is that Colibri isn't a long shot. Gaffney Klein has given it a 19% geological chance of success, which is considered promising in oil exploration. And if new data from upcoming core samples is favorable, that chance could jump to 33%. In the world of petroleum geology, those are compelling numbers. But the Colibri field is just the beginning. UOG is also eyeing the less explored Morant Basin, where targets like Thunderball, Moonraker, and Blofeld, all named after James Bond films, suggest even larger untapped reservoirs. Thunderball alone is believed to contain around 600 million barrels. If these estimates hold true, Jamaica could be sitting on one of the largest untapped oil reserves in the Western Hemisphere. And for an economy that's heavily reliant on imports and tourism, the stakes couldn't be higher. Why Jamaica's oil play is different from Guyana. It's natural to compare Jamaica's situation to Guyana, which shocked the world in 2015 with its offshore oil discovery in the Stabroek Block. Today, Guyana is pumping over 600,000 barrels of oil per day, and its proven reserves top 11 billion barrels. But Jamaica's oil story could take a very different and arguably easier path. That's because Jamaica's offshore basins are shallow water plays. The water depth ranges from just 50 meters to 2,000 meters compared to Guyana's much deeper wells. That makes drilling far less expensive and technically less complex, a major selling point for investors and oil majors. Shallow water drilling also fits better into the new environmental, social, and governance (ESG) standards that major energy players are under pressure to follow.
Jamaica. You all saw that just now.
Of course.
But I'm going to give greater context tonight. Not that map, producer. Give me the other map. And pull it up. Make it bigger for me, producer. We're sitting, Courtney, on the south of the land. And underneath the south of the land, from Morant Point to Negril Point, there are two basins. the Walton Basin and the Morant Basin. And what is happening? That these basins potentially has approximately 7 billion, Courtney.
7 billion.
Connect the dots now. You see how Cow Bay became relevant to some people?
Let it go.
Connect the dots, Jamaica. You see why you heard when the reporter said indigenous supply? Indigenous supply. You saw why the government tried to go in to take out lumber. You remember the lumber argument? You remember, again, Jamaica, when the Prime Minister said there is no sovereign state apart from the government of Jamaica. I'm going to show you something more. They spoke, Courtney, in the thing about the shores, what is under the sea. But this is the part that they have not shown you, Jamaica. Look there. Look there, Jamaica. There is the Walton Morant license and the Morant Basin area. You're seeing that, Courtney? So you have the Walton Basin area and you have the Morant Basin area. But let us not look under the sea, Courtney. Come here, Courtney. Come here, Jamaica. Look here, Courtney. What is that on the land? What is that on the land? Gas seep. Gas seep. Look at the green.
Yeah.
Look at the green, Courtney.
Stretch of green.
And where is that green gas seep?
Yes, what?
Their compound.
Oh, maroon land.
Their compound.
Them what can go so?
But Courtney,
Yes, teacher.
you realize that it says gas seep. There's 2 red areas that says gas seep. But there is a green area that says oil seeps.
Oil. And a good portion of the area too.
Wait, Courtney, Jamaica, are you learning with me tonight? Are you understanding the dynamics of what is at work? Jamaica, this is what was never reported
No.
in the broadcast, you know.
Them not
They spoke to the country of what is in the sea. They never spoke to the country of what is on the land. Listen to the next part of the interview. And then I'm going to come Jamaica and I'm going to make it make full sense now.
Larkin emphasized this point, saying that UOG's project represents a low-carbon development opportunity, one that ticks a lot of ESG boxes for the super majors. The Walton Morant block is what the industry calls a conventional play, meaning it doesn't require high-risk methods like fracking or ultra-deep-water rigs. Instead, it relies on proven geological formations, updated with today's advanced 3D seismic imaging and environmental data. This gives Jamaica a unique advantage. It can attract both traditional energy giants and newer, ESG-focused investment groups. That makes it one of the rare places where profitability and sustainability may actually align in the fossil fuel industry. Time, however, is not on Jamaica's side. United Oil and Gas received a 2-year license extension from the Jamaican government in 2024, giving them until January 2028 to start drilling. That may sound like plenty of time, but in the world of offshore oil, it's a tight window. UOG is now urgently working to secure about $50 million to drill its first well. According to Larkin, this is a relatively modest investment for what he calls the size of the prize. And the company isn't wasting time. They've already applied to Jamaica's environmental agency, NAYPA, for permission to conduct piston core sampling, the final step before drilling. Behind the scenes, UOG is negotiating with what Larkin describes as household name companies, oil majors, and regional players who are reviewing data and considering joint ventures. UOG currently owns 100% of the license, but is open to a farm-out deal where they'd share equity in exchange for capital and drilling support. With technical partners in place and permitting underway, UOG says it's ready to move fast. We're a small team, a small board, Larkin said. There isn't an on-risk decision-making process. Things can happen in a really quick, short period of time. If a deal is struck and piston core results come back positive, Jamaica could be just months away from drilling its very first commercial offshore oil well. The countdown has begun, but with great opportunity comes great risk. Oil has made some countries wealthy beyond imagination, but it has also torn others apart. Guyana, for instance, has experienced both economic growth and rising political tensions since its oil discovery. Nigeria, Venezuela, and Angola offer more cautionary tales of mismanagement, corruption, and environmental damage. Jamaica must tread carefully. If oil is found in commercial quantities, the government will need a strong legal and regulatory framework to manage revenues, protect the environment, and ensure that wealth is shared fairly among its people. This is not just an energy project, it's a national transformation. There's also the question of climate change. Jamaica is a small island developing state that is already vulnerable to rising sea levels, hurricanes, and coral bleaching. Critics will argue that investing in fossil fuels goes against global climate goals. Supporters will say the revenue could be used to fund clean energy, education, and climate resilience. For Jamaicans, this may be a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. Done right, oil could create jobs, fund hospitals and schools, and reduce debt. Done wrong, it could create a new elite and leave ordinary citizens behind. The stakes are enormous, not just for United Oil and Gas, but for every Jamaican. The decisions made today will echo for generations. Will Jamaica seize its moment? Brian Larkin's message is clear. The time is now. Jamaica has the geology, the data, and the interest from serious players. What it needs next is action. Partnerships must be formed, samples must be analyzed, and if the signs are right, drilling must begin before 2028. This moment feels eerily similar to Guyana in 2015. Back then, few believed oil would change that country's future. Today, Guyana is one of the fastest growing economies in the world. Could Jamaica be next? The oil is there. The science is ready. The only question left is, will Jamaica strike it rich, or will this opportunity slip away like the ones before it?
Jamaica. 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 Producer, show them back the map. Jamaica. Now you understand why some politicians are saying all they need is 5 more years. Because after 5 more years, their families will be set for life. Is it making sense now? Jamaica, can the Maroons confirm if there's oil seeps in the cockpit country? Is this why the government is so strong towards them? Is this why wholeness is so toxic towards Chief Corey? Is this why wholeness all this time so antagonistic, Courtney, to Chief Richard Corey? Jamaica. What does 7 billion barrels of oil look like in US dollars?
Can't check that figure.
I think I can check it tonight.
7 billion.
The average cost for a barrel of oil is $68 US, 78 cents. No, sir, Courtney. $68, 78 cents. Let us say now 7 billion. 7 billion times 68.78 US dollars. That is what wholeness wants to get. That would equate to 481 billion US dollars. You hear what I said, Jamaica? You hear what I'm saying to you all tonight? And take into context, Courtney, that when they say them drill and find the 7 billion, remember that oil flows. So it will still be flowing. So that would have been Jamaica, the surface of the 7 billion. So that could have been doubled to 14 billion. That can double to how much? 21 billion. That can double because we don't know the quantity of the oil that is underneath. Nor do you know the quantity that is on the land. Do you know the quantity, Courtney? So based on United Gas satellite imaging, a satellite pick up this in a Courtney.
Of course.
You remember people have been wondering from time to time how much satellite they must see at night time round the island.
Right.
You remember the satellites, and people have said, teacher, what is the satellite I'm seeing? For almost 6 years, these satellites have been over Jamaica, aggressively locating, aggressively Jamaica. You remember Courtney what day? I'm going to say something too now, and I'm going to say backside. And I never said to you fully because I never want to raise too much alarm yet. You remember I said to you, the fish in Hanover, how the school of fish come up to the shore.
Yeah.
You remember the school of fish came to shore live and people are wondering,
Oh, so much fish.
how so much fish came to shore alive?
Too much oil there.
Jamaica. All of that came because you see in that belt, producer, put up the belt again. Put up the belt again for me. See it there. Put up the map again. No, not that one. Put up the map and then let me zoom in. Bring it up for me now. Bring it up the producer for me and let me teach them. Look at that era. The Walton Basin area. Look at that area, Courtney. Courtney, come look again.
My goodness.
Come look again, Courtney.
Mhm.
Now right over here, so them find the fish.
Yeah.
Look at how many little potential wells under the seashore. See one well there, you know. See one there, you know, Courtney.
Yeah.
Look right there, so. Look at right there. Where you see the purple square.
Yeah.
Is it making sense now?
Definitely.
Now, Courtney, let us look at the Morant Basin.
Yeah.
Cow beer that, you know. Cow beer, yeah, look pan right there, so you know. Cow beer, Courtney. And look there. You never hear what them say in the report. You heard what they say in the report. It is easier to drill in the Jamaican shores.
Yes. Easy access.
It is easier to drill in the Jamaican shores because the shoreline, the water level Jamaica is easier than that of what is happening that reaches the shallow water. Jamaica's shorelines are shallow.
You remember the deep drilling? When they want deep drill? Underneath.
Jamaica,
Deep sea drilling.
do you want me to go further tonight?
You remember that, teacher? Deep sea drilling.
I am going to say something, Courtney.
Yes.
And listen to me tonight, Jamaica. Nobody don't call me yet. Let me finish the lecture and then you can call. You realize that in the report, it never spoke to what is on the land.
Stay tuned for more PDTV News Evening Highlights. Remember to show your support. Comment, like, share, and subscribe. Thank you for watching.